This week we're at the Mellon Ranch. We're doing some management hunting, wildlifer style.
We're doing everything from eradicating hogs to managing our whitetail population.
Hey, this is going to be a blast.
You get the point.
I couldn't be more excited right now. Let's go get our hands on him.
You know, I sent him after that deer because I knew he'd appreciate him. That's what we want to target here. We want to hunt old bucks and harvest old bucks.
Welcome to my world.
Time to get up now.
Our lives move pretty fast, but it's only in the moment of the hunt that life slows down. It's not a matter of what we do, but how we do it. With passion, drive, and the challenge to accept nothing but our best. We are the wildlifers.
Mellon Creek Ranch in Texas is Dan and Stephanie's playground. This ranch boasts its free-range hunting style with perfect conditions for an abundance of wildlife on the east coast of Texas.
Mellon Creek Ranch is 110,000 free-range acres, very uniquely situated right where the coastal plains and the South Texas brush country join. It makes for some of the most amazing wildlife habitat that I think anyone has ever seen. We've got plenty of grass and plenty of cover. It makes for just what I think to be the perfect habitat in Texas for big deer.
I feel like one of the luckiest people in the world because every day I get to go hunting on this ranch. If I'm not hunting something that's in season like whitetail or turkey, I'm hog hunting or I'm coyote hunting. And I'm fortunate I get to go hunting every day.
You know, we have a lot of deer, so we got to keep the numbers in check. And by doing that, it creates more food of the better type of food for each deer. All around, it's a lot of work, but it's all worth it because we're bettering our deer herd and we're helping people out that need some meat that wouldn't, normally get it.
We have a really nice lodge here at Mellon Creek Outfitters. It was a brick home converted into a hunting lodge. It's got a really spacious living area and kitchen, giant dining room table. We've got fire pits outside. We can comfortably sleep up to 8 people there.
We've got a great living room area where we all get together, and we've always got a great cook in the camp, that cooks great food. It's a great relaxing place. I've been to a lot of hunting lodges all over the world. It is a perfect place to come hunt.
I think our lodge is different than everybody else's in subtle ways. Obviously, everybody's got a roof, everybody's got a kitchen, everybody's got a cook. But, we've got games outside people can play. We've got a bass pond within 30 yards of the lodge that we've stocked with bass. We feel like we can offer a more personable service to our clients.
Even better than the lodge is our hunts. We have wild turkey. We hunt them in the spring. We've got deer hunting. We've got we shoot management bucks. We have MCO hunts, which is a management class or better hunt. Then we have trophy hunts, which are 150 plus inch bucks. Cull hunts, which are spikes and inferior 6 points and 8 points and stuff. We do some coyote hunts. We do duck hunting here on the ranch. We go hog hunting. You can't imagine how many hogs we see. They're everywhere. This place is unlike no other.
I don't think that people that don't have hogs really understand how much they truly destroy. They're very much documented to go down a row of corn and take out the individual seeds regardless of how long that row is or how big the field is. The roads, they just destroy them, tear them all to pieces. It's hard on the vehicles, hard on shocks, hard on frames. They are so prolific and so destructive that it's almost impossible to get ahead of them. You can't really appreciate how necessary it is to keep those numbers to as much of a minimum as possible.
One of the ways that I help out here at the ranch is I get to go take care of all the feral hog situation. I don't know, somebody's got to do it. It's got to be me, and I love it. That's a hog on the power line. There's a hog. Oh, 2 hogs. You never see just one hog. Let's go get him.
Responsibility of owning a ranch is management, and Mellon Creek is no different. And property management means one thing for Stephanie.
Every day, my most favorite thing to do in the whole wide world is go right around the ranch and take care of the hog problem. Every day in the evening when the, starts to get a little bit cooler, I jump in my truck and I make a couple rounds around the ranch and I'm looking for hogs. I'm going to one of my favorite spots where I just have a high percentage of seeing hogs. I have a pretty good idea where to start. That's a hog on the power line. On the way, we just happened to run across one that was way down a Sendera. There's a hog. Oh, 2 hogs. You never see just one hog. Let's go get him. And I'm like, let's get him. He's huge. Hogs are just terrible. They tear up their land and they're just a nuisance. We get set up on the hog where I can take my shot, and he starts walking away. And I know there's a little creek there, so I know he's gonna go down the creek. So I kinda had to take a shot while he was walking. Got him. Let's go get him. That's a big hog. Walking up to go get my hog that I just shot, and I found a shed. Really cool shed too. It's so neat that animals do that and then just grow that back the next year. It's amazing. Let's go see my hog. Look at the size of that hog. Nasty old stinky thing. Look at the teeth on him. Look at that. Look at that freaking thing. He would terrorize you. It feels good to take these out and do away with them because they just tear up so much. They just destroy the land and they're just brutal. And I mean, teeth like that, if you ran across that thing at night, I mean, you might as well be swimming with jaws. I think we should go find another one. Be a really productive day. I got 1 hog down, but we got a lot of daylight left. Let's go find another one. There's some right here, really close. There's about 6 of them right there, 100 yards. They don't know I'm here. That was pretty sweet. 2 hogs down. I'm making a dent in it tonight. 10. There he is right there. This one looks like a show pig. That's a young boar. He was on his way to being horribly destructive. Look at his teeth. Still do a lot of damage. These things are just nasty. It's amazing, their heads and how they can just dig through that ground like a backhoe. Well, maybe not quite like a backhoe, but you get the point.
Stephanie's out hog hunting. She does that almost every day. And Dustin sent Coleman out to try and get one of these management bucks that we have been seeing in a certain oat field, and nobody's been able to get him this year yet.
He's an awesome buck. He's just a very old buck. You know, he's done his time, he's bred his does, and it's time for somebody to get to enjoy him. And what a better guy than Coleman. I sent him after him. I hope they see him tonight.
We're about to go sit on this box blind. It's on the edge of an oat field. And there's been a buck that's been coming out every night. He's an older buck. He has a lot of trash. He's been coming out with a group of about 5 or 6 other bucks, so hopefully he'll come out tonight and give us a shot opportunity.
It's all about ranch management at Mellon Creek, and Stephanie has already taken care of a couple of destructive hogs on her daily outing.
Look at the teeth on him. He would terrorize you.
Now Coleman is set up in a blind on the edge of an oat field in hopes of harvesting an older buck that has already bred his share of does on the ranch.
Coleman's a great young kid. He started working for us last year, and he has a huge passion for hunting. So we thought, why not let him help us with this management buck, you know? Let's let him take a buck.
Dustin just texted me and told us to kill this deer, but he's about to hop over this fence. We're gonna have to go out this window instead. We have at least 12 deer within 20 yards of us right now, so this is gonna be tough.
You know, this management program that we've got going, it lets us go late season and take out some of these old mature bucks. The big buck, he gets to breed does, so his genes keep going, and then we get to harvest him. And that's what this management program's all about. We've got a lot of big bucks. It's pretty cool to get to know that we kill this deer late. We know that he's bred some does and his genetics kept going.
2 cameramen, 100, it's very tight in here, so be very careful about your movements. This is gonna be tough.
You know, the setup where I sent Coleman tonight, I mean, he's overlooking an 800-acre oat field. It's kind of like when you're thinking, well, did Dustin put me in the right spot?
He's running, he's running.
Meh. 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 Are you on him? Are you on him? Oh, he's dead. We couldn't tell if it was the right buck. We were watching him, he kept coming closer and closer, and at the end he was 20 yards from us, and we couldn't confirm if it was the right deer or not. We actually had to text the ranch manager to make sure we weren't killing a younger deer, or a deer he didn't want taken out of the herd. And we finally got the green light, and we had to scramble and switch around in the blind, and I couldn't be more excited right now. Let's go get our hands on him.
You can always see the excitement in someone's text, and I get this text from Coleman, and he is just on cloud 9 that he's got this buck down.
You know, I've been seeing this buck for the last few years, and I think he went downhill just a little bit, you know, but he's still an awesome buck. He's got an extra inline point. He's got very long beams. You know, he's got very good mass. And when you look at him, I mean, he's a South Texas buck.
Wow, what a great deer. He has that cool little extra off his G2 and then inline with the beam. Tons of character on this deer. Yeah, it was awesome watching him come all the way in. We watched him for at least 45 minutes before We finally ended up taking him. I couldn't be happier.
You know, I sent him after that deer because I knew he'd appreciate him.
This is my first big whitetail. I've killed a few coal bucks down here on the ranch, but this is my first buck that has any size to him.
That's what we want to target here. We want to hunt old bucks and harvest old bucks.
The next morning, the gang is up early. Having taken out a couple of hogs the previous day, Stephanie and Dustin take to the skies to address their hog problem from a different point of view.
Shooting hogs out of a helicopter, that's one of the most effective ways to keep their numbers in check.
I don't think that people that don't have hogs really understand how much they truly destroy.
Anybody who's had the opportunity to go hog hunting in a helicopter knows that that is hands down a lot of fun. Dustin and I, we get to go up in the helicopter, and Dan, he's gonna stay on the ground, take some pictures, and pick up the nasty hogs.
It's easier to keep both eyes open. Pig comes in view, shoot pig.
When you're doing it out of the helicopter to try and get those numbers backed off, gotta have people on the ground. When they're, shooting them, they'll be right by a road somewhere, and it's kind of fun to be standing there on the ground and, kind of help them out and shoot them when they come across the road if they happen to run that way. So it works out good.
You know, when you go up in the helicopter and you're looking down through the trees, you're finding these hogs in water holes that you didn't know was there. I mean, it is such a cool experience.
The moving helicopter after a moving animal, it puts a whole nother element to it. It's really the only way to get rid of a high number of hogs on your area within a short amount of time.
And it's a lot of fun too. I mean, you get up in the helicopter, you're flying around and you're finding these hogs, and it takes a little bit to get dialed in because you're moving, they're moving. But once you get it figured out, man, they're as good as dead.
The crew is taking care of business with some ranch management. And what better way to control the hog traffic than from the air?
You know, the cool part about being in the air is these hogs can't get away. You just keep working them because they can't get away from you. It's the best way to control numbers.
Oh, hogs, right here. Bunch of them. Right there, see them? Although I go driving around every day and I stalk hogs and I shoot hogs, you're never gonna get the numbers down.
Oh, yeah. Let's go for it. I'm gonna put him in the head. Done. One shot. Pig down. He won't be rooting up and tearing up the roads anymore.
You know, one sow can have anywhere from 12 to 16 babies. So you multiply that by how many hogs are on this place, well, the numbers are just insane.
Dustin's got outlets all over South Texas for, all the deer and hog meat, and with this helicopter hunt is no different. We pick it up, throw it in the back of the truck, take it to the skinning shed, clean it, and just make a phone call and somebody will come get it. And I think all of those hogs went to Victoria to some church organization for people that are less fortunate.
We put a hurting on them so far.
Well, Dustin's been shooting all morning. Now it's my turn. Just being from that height advantage, it's amazing to see,
When we're out there shooting hogs, yes, it's fun.
There you go. Good job, Steph.
But it's a conservation of trying to take care of the land.
Yeah. All right. One is flipping underneath it. Can I shoot him? No, hang on.
Being up a helicopter is so much fun hunting hogs, but when you see a coyote, it's just like, you gotta get him, you gotta kill him. All coyotes must die, by the way.
Where'd he go?
He's in the bush. I mean, they're just treacherous, disgusting, horrible animals that just wreak havoc on so many whitetails and all our deer and calf herd. It's just terrible.
All right. Go ahead, whenever you're ready. You gotta throw a lot of lead at these. There you go. Nice. Nice. Coyote down. That's what Stephanie loves to shoot more than anything in this world.
The weather's been great here in South Texas. So I've been lucky to get to go out almost every day and shoot hogs and get rid of them. I don't know, it's just been a really fun couple of days. I've enjoyed it.
You know, when you have a piece of property this big with this much wildlife on it, I don't think anybody can stress enough how important it is that you keep those hog numbers way under the middle. You know, you've got so many animals living in one place, and you're trying to make the best out of each and every one of them.
You've got to think about it, have a strategy, have a plan in place.
Headshot.
After all these years, we're still 100%, and with luck, I think we'll stay that way.
For all your wildlife or social media needs, make sure to follow them on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.